From the NWTV studios on the campus of Northwestern Oklahoma State University, this is 7 News.
Hello, and thank you for choosing NWTV today. I'm Megan Spray.
And I'm Jaxie Cloud. Here's a look at this week's top headlines. Northwestern's getting ready to welcome alumni back to campus for one of its biggest events of the spring. The annual Spring Alumni Reunion is set for this weekend, giving former students the chance to reconnect and celebrate their time at Northwestern. We spoke with Director of Alumni Relations, John Allen, to learn more about what this event means to the university and its alumni.
This event happens every year, and it's always the last Saturday in April. I think that was written somewhere in the Constitution, but we have a lot of fun with it, and it's an opportunity to bring back people and reconnect, relive memories, and make new memories.
The Spring Alumni Reunion Banquet and program will take place Saturday. Honored classes will also be recognized during the event, and organizers say they're looking forward to seeing alumni back on campus.
Northwestern's theater program is preparing for its latest production of the Broadway musical, The Little Shop of Horrors. It will hit the Fellers Family Auditorium stage this Thursday through Sunday. NWTV's Shaylin Pratt went behind the scenes to get a sneak peek.
The Little Shop of Horrors is a dark comedy musical following a florist on Skid Row. The theater department has spent hours working on the set and in rehearsals in order to prepare for the opening night on the big stage. From lights to building props, the entire crew is dedicated to the final outcome. Bella Anguino is in the play and working on the set, and she says that Northwestern students will be blown away by what is to come.
But there is something huge, like huge, and I think everyone is just going to be absolutely just loss of words when they see it, yeah.
Tickets are $15 for general admission, $10 for Northwestern employees, and $5 for all students and seniors.
This Thursday, April 23rd, is the annual Bahama Breakaway at Northwestern. The event is a way for students to have some fun as we head into the final days of the semester. This year's fun will happen on the intramural field with sand volleyball, giveaways, cornhole, and food. Everything is scheduled to kick off at 5:30.
The annual baseball, hot dogs, and apple pie event recently took place last week. The Northwestern Foundation and Alumni Association had another successful turnout this year. Members from the Alva and Enid campuses gather at David Allen Memorial Ballpark each year to showcase the true meaning of Ranger Spirit. Little League teams get a chance to run the bases and high-five college baseball players, creating memories that last a lifetime. I had a chance to talk to the Timberlake Tigers Little League team about their favorite sports memories and athletes.
Well, I play first, catcher, shortstop, or pitcher. Making diving plays.
Do you have a favorite baseball player or baseball team?
Ellie De La Cruz for the Cincinnati Reds.
Why is he your favorite?
Because my papa told me of Cincinnati Reds and I just liked it, hitting the ball far. A double play.
You threw a double play? That's awesome.
2 times.
2 times?
We get to hit everything.
How is it to sit right behind the dugout at Baseball Hot Dogs and Apple Pie?
It's good and it's beautiful.
Miss Northwestern Abby Elam sang the national anthem.
Oh, can you see by the dawn?
One lucky player gets the opportunity to throw the first pitch, and I had the chance to talk with him about his experience.
It felt exciting. I really liked it. When I first noticed, I heard that I'll throw the first pitch. I was very excited. I kept smiling all day.
There are a lot of things to love about the event.
Apple pie. Watching. The hot dogs.
Hey, camera 3, 1, 2, 3.
Red Ranger Drive.
John Allen says this year's support for the event grew in Little League team participation and sponsorships. Northwestern star center Kyra Bass had a successful year on the court, ending her college career with the GAC Conference Championship and being named Player of the Year. But her journey has not always been easy. Here's NWTV's Ken Irving.
Now, would you like to speak about your father?
I'm gonna be a little emotional. So, sorry. My dad also passed this past fall, I think, fall of 2025. It was November 1st, actually. I just honestly kind of wanted to be done with everything. I didn't want to do anything, and yeah.
I just remember her being in practice the next couple days. I don't know too many people that can go through what she's gone through and recover like that.
Kyra Bass's story begins in Killeen, Texas, where she grew up with her mother and brothers.
I love my mom. She's such a big role model to me. She's always had 2 jobs. She's always worked hard. She's always worked effortlessly to get us to where we are now. She's always provided for us. She's always made a way when there was no way. I just look up to her in a lot of ways. Like I said, she's a God-fearing woman. So, I try to represent my faith like her, like she does. Yeah, I just grew up closely with my brothers. We were always together, always doing stuff, always playing outside and things like that. And so they would always support me when I was playing, especially in high school, when I started to up my game. They always cheered me on. They always went to my typical games whenever they could, whenever my mom could. My dad, he wasn't always in my life. He was, there in the beginning. And then when things got hard for him, he was dealing with some personal things like addiction. But yeah, he's actually the one that got me into basketball. He was always just give me 1 year when I got into middle school. And he was just if you don't like it, you don't have to play it anymore, but I just want to see you try,
Bass began training, and after making varsity as a freshman, she dominated the high school level. She would commit and play at Temple Community College, where she met her best friend, Camille Pritchard.
So, a lot of people don't know this, but me and Kyra actually went to junior college together. We got really close. I feel like I only knew her for 2 years at that time, but I felt like I had known her my whole life. I feel like we had the same goals in mind, knowing that, we couldn't be at JUCO forever. We had to work hard to get to the next level.
So I started off the year great. Like I said, I was dominating. I was starting as a sophomore. The last game in our first half of the season, and that night or the day after that night, I got some really bad stomach pains. It was hurting to the point where I thought I had to go to the hospital. And they admitted me in for emergency surgery because I had a 12-centimeter cyst on my ovary. So it was a very hard time for me, I would say. I went through a lot in my life, and that was one of the hardest things that I've been through. I wouldn't wish that pain on anybody, honestly. That caused me to miss the second half of my sophomore year of basketball. And it was kind of actually really devastating, honestly, because I thought I was going to thrive, get a lot of looks and get a lot of points and make some history at Temple. And so I had 2 specific looks that were that were standing out to me. It was Northwestern and a university, a D1 university in New Orleans. And Coach T, she was a great, she always talked to me. The former assistant coach, Coach Kinsey, she was always talking to me. She was there for me. They were always caring for me during my emergency surgery and things like that, what I went through. That's what kind of made me choose this school. I would say she definitely taught me most of my game that I have right now. When I came here, she'll tell you, I was very, very uncomfortable with facing up and I just was always a back to the basket type of post. I never faced up and did anything like that. Last year was a very tough season for me, I guess you could say, because I had a lot of expectations. I wanted to get newcomer of the year. And that obviously didn't happen. I just definitely underproduced. So I put in a lot of work over the summer, a lot. I was in the gym almost every day. I was working out with a former coach at Temple. Her name is Coach Cass. I was working out with her almost every other morning at 5 a.m. I was grinding almost every day. I felt like I had something to prove, honestly. I came into this year being a way different player. Coach G said she could tell as soon as I stepped on the court, I was just a different player, confidence-wise and game-wise.
I would just say I don't think a lot of people know the work that Kyra has put in to get to where she is today. And I'm just super proud of all she's accomplished and how far she's come, especially with the things that she has gone through that I don't think anybody really is aware of, but Kyra is too humble to like bring that up.
I'm so happy that girl came. I missed her a lot when we were playing at JUCO. I just missed playing with her. I'm very thankful to have my teammates, my family, and my coaches and stuff, and staff and things like that there for me. They were always there for me. They were like, they would never like give up on me, and they were always just like, you know, we know this is a tough time for you. We got you with whatever you need. And I had a lot of like support when that happened. I'm very, very thankful. Probably like most of the adversity I faced. And I'm very thankful to have overcome that and like get over it and know that my teammates had my back and like everybody was there for me when it happened. I kind of just was like thinking to myself, I can't take things for granted and I can't like, you know, dwell on the past, not necessarily say the past, but like just dwell on the bad things and be thankful for where I'm at now, who I'm with. Like I know my dad is still watching me. I know he's like very proud of me. He would be very proud of me for what I accomplished and things. So I want to say like the saying that one of my JUCO coaches said. She was like, don't get too high on the highs and don't get too low on the lows. That was from Coach T from Temple. I kind of always have that in my mind. I'm just like, don't, you know, dwell on the lows too much and don't get too high on the highs, don't get too cocky, things like that. So I try to always keep that in the back of my mind, and I just try to always like remember that, you know, stay humble and give all the glory to God, you know, because I wouldn't be here without him. I've had nights where like I've prayed for success and I was just like, you know, Lord, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing wrong and things like that? And like, how can I, you know, do better? And I just learned to, you know, give it to God and he's going to take care of it. And he did. So, yeah.
That's a look at this week's headlines.
For more, be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We'll see you next time.